In a study of the cognitive abilities of white-faced capuchin monkeys, Cebus imitator, researchers neglected to control for the physical difficulty of the tasks they used to evaluate the monkeys. The cognitive abilities of monkeys given problems requiring little dexterity, such as sliding a panel to retrieve food, were judged by the same criteria as were those of monkeys given physically demanding problems, such as unscrewing a bottle and inserting a straw. The results of the study, therefore, which choice most logically completes the text? A. Could suggest that there are differences in cognitive ability among the monkeys, even though such differences may not actually exist. B. Are useful for identifying tasks that the monkeys lack the cognitive capacity to perform, but not for identifying tasks that the monkeys can perform. C. Should not be taken as indicative of the cognitive abilities of any monkey species other than C. imitator. D. Reveal more about the monkey's cognitive abilities when solving artificial problems than when solving problems encountered in the wild.
In question number 17, we are talking about a study of the cognitive abilities of white-faced capuchin monkeys. But there was a problem. Researchers neglected to control for the physical difficulty of the tasks when they evaluated the monkeys. So when the monkeys were given various problems like sliding a panel to retrieve food and unscrewing a bottle, inserting a straw, and sliding a panel to retrieve food is the easy task which requires little dexterity, whereas some more like unscrewing a bottle and inserting a straw they require. So dexterity, as you know, it is a skill in performing tasks, especially with the hands. So some of the tasks need more skill with the hands and some tasks need less skill with the hands. So the researchers, what they've done, they have neglected to control for the physical difficulty of the tasks when they evaluate it. So that's why we cannot take the study completely correctly. The results of the study, therefore, blank. And from these four choices, we have to select the one which will logically complete it. Now, some of these answers definitely they are not correct. Like, for example, D, reveal more about cognitive problems when solving encountered in the wild. I mean, nothing about wild or domesticated is mentioned at all. So we cannot give that answer and should not be taken as indicative of cognitive abilities of any monkey species other than C. imitator. This is also not correct because we are not talking about different types of monkeys at all. Even if we select this answer, there is nothing to support anything in the paragraph. So like this, first eliminate the wrong answer, then we can arrive at the correct answer. Then B are useful for identifying tasks that the monkeys lack the cognitive capacity to perform, but not for identifying tasks that the monkeys can perform. Or could suggest, out of these now we have to decide. A says could suggest that there are differences in cognitive ability among the monkeys, even though such differences may not actually exist. So A is the best answer because they did not account for that. They did not evaluate correctly and they neglected to control it. So therefore, there can be a difference in cognitive ability among the monkeys, even though such differences may not actually exist. So A is the best answer. Choice A is the best answer because it presents the conclusion that most logically follows from the text discussion of the study of capuchin monkeys' cognitive abilities. The text explains that the study failed to distinguish between outcomes for the tasks performed by the capuchin monkeys, such that simpler tasks requiring less dexterity or skill were judged by the same criteria as tasks that demanded more dexterity. Because the study didn't account for this discrepancy, the researchers might have assumed that observed differences in performance were due to the abilities of the monkeys rather than the complexity of the tasks. So, in other words, the results may suggest cognitive differences among the monkeys, even though such differences may not really exist. So, A would be the best route from this, or this is the best way to logically complete the text.
Choice B is incorrect because the text focuses on the fact that the tasks assigned to the capuchin monkeys in the study varied in difficulty and that the variety wasn't taken into consideration. The text doesn't suggest that the capuchin monkeys couldn't perform certain tasks, just that some tasks were more difficult to do. Choice C is incorrect because the text doesn't suggest that the study's results are indicative of the abilities of capuchin monkeys, but not of other monkey species. In fact, the text suggests that the results may not even be an accurate reflection of capuchin monkeys' abilities. Choice D is incorrect because the text doesn't indicate that the researchers compared results for artificial tasks with those for tasks encountered in the wild, although the tasks described in the text, sliding a panel and putting a straw in a bottle, are presumably artificial.